British may have ruled India for 400 years long, but it's not the same India is now. Lots took over and changes in the economy and the armed forces. On the other hand, United Kingdom or the UK lost its place as a global power after the Second World Battle. It's taken refuge with the United States for its protection, but all is not lost. UK can still protect by itself, but not for long. Let's see who has the strongest military power in 2018. United Kingdom or the UK. The total military personnel are 232,675. Active personnel are 151,175. Active reserve personnel are 81,500. And when we look at India, the total military personnel are 4,207,250 and active frontline personnel are 1,662,500 and active reserve personnel are 2,844,750. Land Force. Tanks 249, armored fighting vehicles 5,948, self-propelled guns 89, towered artillery 138, multiple launch rocket systems 42. And when we look at India's land power, tanks 4,426, armored fighting vehicles 6,704, self-propelled guns 290, towered artillery 7,414, multiple launch rocket systems 292. And if you look at the United Kingdom's Air Force, total aircraft 856, fighter or interceptors 88, fixed-wing attack aircraft 168, transport aircraft 337, trainer aircraft 329, helicopters 347, attack helicopters 39. And in India's Air Force, the total aircraft are 2,102, fighter or interceptor 676, fixed-wing attack aircraft 809, transport aircraft 857, trainer aircraft 323, helicopters 666, attack helicopters 16. And UK's naval powers, the total naval strength will be 76 aircraft carriers 2, frigates 13, destroyers 6, corvettes 0, submarines 11, and coastal defense craft 4, mine warfare 15. And in India, the total naval strength are 295, aircraft carrier 3, frigates 14, destroyers 11, corvettes 23, submarines 15, coastal defense craft 139, and mine warfare 6. It's clearly we can see that India is in upper hand across United Kingdom, but the British or the United Kingdom are building up slowly of its armed forces in the coming future end. And if you look at the defense budget of both the countries, United Kingdom defense budget will be $45 billion and India's budget will be $51 billion. So these are the military comparison between India and United Kingdom if they go to battle in coming years or in the fiction world. But what if they have allies and axis to fight with? India has Russia, Mexico, Brazil, North Korea, China, Indonesia, Singapore, Tajikistan, Turkey. And when it comes to United Kingdom, it has the major players United States of America, Australia, Japan, Italy, France, Germany, South Korea, Arabs of the Gulf countries, and Israel. So what do you think of the comparison between India and the United Kingdom armed force or the global firepower in 2018? Well, anytime soon, India and UK can go to a battle or an indirect battle. If they go, who could or who would win the battle? In New Delhi, November 26th, with tremendous opportunities for taking the majority of British companies are looking to increase their investments in India, even as there are areas that requires further improvement in ease of doing businesses. According to the UK-India Business Council, a grouping that represents around 100 companies from India and the UK, the Council's of Group CEO Richard Hill also said the application of liberalizations in India is not uniform as certain measures are not percolating down the system. Companies which are engaged with India are increasing their engagements. There are tremendous opportunities for the UK businesses of all sizes and complexions, both now and in the future, he told in an interview. He also said that a vast majority of the UK companies are looking to increase their presence and investments in India. The UK is the leading investor in India with investment worth around USD of $24 billion, excluding the foreign portfolio inflows from the UK, among others, as per estimates cited in the Council's third annual Ease of Doing Businesses in India survey report by the World Bank. There are areas where we have seen significant improvements, and there are areas where we would like to see further improvements, said Hield, adding that the factors such as electricity connectivity and digitalizations are hugely positive. About the overall business climate, Hield also said there are a lot of positiveness that are coming through, but it is necessary percolating down the system. The application of liberalization is not uniform. The messaging among the politicians and the senior bureaucrats is very strong and positive, but as you move down, the execution is not good as we thought or good as we like to see, said Hield. As per the survey, the UK businesses remain largely positive about the improvements in the ease of doing businesses in India, but there are concerns about the pace and the execution of the reforms. To a query about how the bilateral ties could be about Brexit, Hield opined that there is a special relationship and it could be even a more special relationship. There is a lot the UK can learn from India, and that we are seeing in companies coming here and investing in process and product development which has a benefits back in UK. It improves the efficiency of our businesses. The United Kingdom has decided to move out of the European Union as a move which commonly known as the Brexit, which is Britain exits the European Union. So what do you think of UK going to fledge and pour a lot of investments into Indian companies and bringing UK companies to India? Will there be any large number of job opportunities, or these are going back to UK from India like used to be in the olden days?
In 2006, Uganda discovered oil reserves in the Albertine Graben, west of the capital Kampala. The reserves are estimated at 6.5 billion barrels. The population hopes that the new resource will accelerate economic growth, reduce poverty, and enable the country to reach its long-term goal of becoming an upper middle-income country.
When our country begins producing oil, expect good social services like good schools.
As a mother, I need all the facilities should be there, not to be referred to Kenya or to go outside, but it should be upgraded where a mother can deliver without being referred somewhere else.
But for all that to happen, the right systems and policies need to be in place to promote efficient utilization of the benefits from oil production. A new country economic memorandum has been prepared by the World Bank economists working in close cooperation with a team of Ugandan officials. The memorandum discusses the prospects of oil and mineral production in Uganda and uses the lessons of international experience to propose an agenda of policy and institutional reforms aimed at maximizing the positive impact of oil production and avoiding the resource curse seen with oil producers such as Nigeria and Angola. When production finally begins, the first challenge for Uganda will be how to handle the sudden rise in government revenue. Experts say the solution will lie in diversification.
Economy diversification will be very critical to harnessing the benefit that extractive will offer to Uganda. The report also said that this is possible. It's already happening in Uganda in terms of the output as well as in terms of the export of Uganda. As a matter of fact, the service sector is now the fastest growing sector of Uganda, and this sector is also representing about 50% of the GDP. The agriculture sector, which in general will fall into what we call the primary sector, is growing slowly, but we have seen many signs of diversification. I think it's important to mention that by the mid-80s, coffee was the most important export in Uganda, accounting for about 93% of export earning of Uganda. But today, it only accounts for 33% of this export. And we have today, about 60 new products that constitute the export base of Uganda. So all of this together shows that there's already a drive, toward export diversification, which would be critical for Uganda to harness the benefit that will come from the extractive.
What we do know from evidence is that oil prices will go up and down. During the boom, countries tend to be rolled into public expenditure that is based on that boom. And when it falls, then they fall in trouble because they can't cut expenditures, they can't cut wages, because they have raised the wages, they can't all this. So what we need to do is to continue to ensure that the oil does not dominate our fiscal revenues and also exports.
The government has already embarked on a process of drafting and putting in place the necessary legislation, policies and institutions necessary to avoid a resource curse. One such example is the Public Finance Management Act.
It stipulates that Uganda cannot collateralize future oil revenues, and that's a very good thing because that could be a very large temptation.
Now that we are East Africa, now that South Sudan is joining us, and aware that we are land linked with Congo, because this oil is also across in Congo, can we now talk big and implement like we are doing the pipeline which is for the region?
Other than oil, Uganda is blessed with over 27 commercially viable mineral resources. The Country Economic Memorandum urges the Ugandan government to continue and intensify ongoing efforts to attract foreign private investment in exploration and venture production.
We need to add value to our minerals so that we don't export soil to the world as we used to do before.
Uganda's oil project has been affected by the turbulence in international prices, although it will remain viable if oil prices recover. Transparency, involvement of the civil society, and management of expectations will allow the use of oil revenues to reduce poverty and inequality.
Countries that are successful in harnessing natural resources are those that have diversified economies. But what does it take to diversify its economy? It takes three things. One is building strong institutions to capture and to manage rent effectively. Second is to adopt the right type of policies, precisely the type of macro policies that would avoid inflation and create the Dutch disease, what economists call the Dutch disease, which is an overvaluation of the exchange rate and inflation, but also micro policies, including sound public investment policies.
Implementation will be critical. Correct policy choices could result in prosperity, further economic diversification, and rapid sustainable human capital development. Meanwhile, incorrect choices would mean lower economic diversification, stagnation, and deterioration.
Post your comments below, and if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on social networks and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching. This is WEC Daily. Think big, think different. Bye.
You